Hello lovelies, I'm Zoe Mercury and this is my astrology channel for you. Thanks for watching and for being keen on learning more about astrology. So I'm gonna continue with my relationship advice series. The series about Venus through the houses. That gives you a bit of a hint on how to deal with the different Venuses. And today we're talking about Venus in the 10th house. So Venus, the planet of beauty, of love, of romance, landed in the 10th house of Saturn. This gives a very tough approach to love. This is tough love. Saturn is, structures and the law of earth and rules and, the material world. And Venus being in that house really has a different approach to love. From the outside, they might appear very cool, not very emotional or as if they let themselves be carried away by romance or passion. It might even go to that extent if the Venus in the 10th is very strong, or even if it is in Capricorn, additionally to being in the 10th house or in another cool sign. They might even appear very distant and unapproachable, almost arrogant, They give off this kind of air, I know what I want, and if I want something from you, I'm gonna come to you, don't you approach me. Or at least that's how people feel about them, as if, if they want something, they are the ones who are gonna come, they don't want to be bothered. And they are very direct, and they know what they want, and they are going for it. But it doesn't mean that they can't be approached. They are, also just humans. So you can try your luck with approaching a Venus in the 10th, but you need to know how. Saturn is very grounding and a very stable planet. So these folks have a bit of a predetermined idea of how relationships are to be. They are very stuck in their ways. They have one way that they think things should work, and this is the way. There's no discussion about this. Their way is usually a very traditional one. They like, stable, committed relationships, one-on-one. They're not the experimenting kind, at least when it comes to relationships. What they appear to the outside like is a bit difficult, they have this attitude of, this is what I want, take it or leave it. And they can be a bit conditioning, There's a lot of either ors with them. So if you want to get with one of those, you need to be prepared for this. Because these folks are not very scared of being alone. Loneliness is something that they have already, mastered. And they are usually in a state of feeling deprived of love. So they this is like their status quo, so they're not very scared of getting into that. So they are not very needy, they're not really looking for a partner. So this is why they are like, this is what I want. Either you are, or you become what I want, or you can just go. And they can always revert back to working, because this is like their escape mechanism. This is like their coping mechanism for the loneliness. So if you are a free loving soul, you might feel very limited in your freedom with this kind of people. Also, if you're a very romantic soul, you can feel like they're very pragmatic and dry. They don't have a very romanticized approach at the beginning, because their walls are very high at the beginning. You know, later on, when they let down their guards, they are very romantic. They can be, but first they need to be committed to you. But in the beginning, you might feel like, hey, you're an item that's being assessed, you know, an item on the stock market, and they are trying to assess if you're worth the investment or not. Because they do have a very, you know, down-to-earth, realistic approach to assessing their potential partners. It is just because they know how much they invest into somebody once they decide for them, so they want to be sure that their investment is justified. Not understanding them properly, it could give off the impression that they have a very materialistic and superficial approach to choosing their partners. You know, they can even appear somewhat as gold diggers, or people who are after partners to increase their status. But usually that's not really what they're after. What they are after is stability, security, and commitment. Since the 10th house is also the house of public image and reputation, people with Venus in the 10th house will want their partner to fit their public image and their reputation, or even enhance it. So it is very important to them what they as a couple look like to the outside world. They require that affirmation or acknowledgement from the outside world that they have chosen a superb partner and that they are in a superb relationship. Because they tend to see their partners as an extension of themselves, not as a part that complements them. So they will always want their partner to be what they are, but more. Something to aspire to. And, you know, something that adds value to them, and somebody that challenges them to become a better version of themselves. So here's where this misunderstanding of them being a gold digger, you know, is being resolved. So looking for reputation and image doesn't mean that you're looking for money. It means you're looking for more of that what you are. So if this 10th house Venus is a hippie, she will look for somebody who is even more of a hippie. You know, they want partners that physically and outwardly match them. If they are a metal fan, they will want their partner to be the lead singer of a band. You know, and if they are an accomplished business person, they will want their partner to be an even more, you know, financially and job-wise accomplished person. So no matter how much they like this or not, this is probably subconsciously or somewhere hidden in their head, and it works, this dynamic, and it is important to them. Just a small thing to acknowledge. Once you've got these people on your side, you've got them to open up to you, they are the stayers. They're the most loyal, committed partners that exist in the entire zodiac sign. Because they have this approach to love that loves work. And they don't have an expectation that they will just get everything for free, you know, that it's all flowers and butterflies. They are ready to work on it. They are ready to invest work into making this relationship something. And this is also due to the fact that they have a bit of a transactional approach to love. So they see it a lot through the lens of what I give versus what I achieve, receive, sorry. And they might see their relationships a bit as a as a investment return story. It's like they're always very aware of how much they have invested and how much is being given back to them. Because on the inside, Venus in the 10th house is not a very happy Venus. They actually have some feelings of unworthiness, and this is why they resort into this transactional behavior, because they, in the first place, believe that they can't get love for free. They need to give or do something in order to earn it. But since these folks are they're very ambitious, once they committed to you, they will do everything to make this relationship succeed, because they just can't accept any less than success when it comes to the things that they care about. So, in order to make them commit, in order to make them open up to you, you really need to let them know what you want. Clarity and openness and directness is everything. It's like they're not very sensitive, so you can literally take these folks to the first date, sit them down and be like, this is what I imagine a relationship to be like, this is what I want, this is where we are going, this is where I want to be in 5 years with you, this is how I imagine my future, this is my path. Believe me, they will not be freaked out by this. They will love it. They love clarity, ambition, and structure. It's like they need to be put in a structure in a relationship. They need to know from the first date on what kind of relationship this is. They might get very frustrated if they don't get this answer. So usually in their head, they decide on the first instant when they meet a person what the relationship is going to be about. Is it going to be just friend zone, or is it going to be more? They know. They are very structured in their mind. They have their boxes and they are very quick to put people in them. And if there is something they despise, it's some vague, fluid, undefined structures, especially in relationships. They can't have it. Sentences like, let's just go with the flow and enjoy the moment. Don't say this. They'll be gone like in a second. They're gone. They just don't want to, mess around. They don't want to lose time. They don't want to be bothered with somebody who doesn't know what they want. So if you're not transparent, if you're not clear with them, they will never open up to you. They will just keep up their guard and you won't come anywhere close to their heart. Impossible. All of this is also a reason that they don't give in to attraction so much. So they will not choose their partners based on attraction. They will choose their partners based on real life compatibility. So they will run you through a reality check right at the beginning and assess your compatibility. So they are all about, 10th house stuff. Form, structure, clarity. If you give them that, that's it, you got them. If you make them feel secure and you let them know that you're a serious partner and you're not interested in anyone else and you're going to invest in the relationship, you will have the most dedicated, most giving, generous, loyal, and committed partner in the world with these folks. They will never leave. As long as you keep up their conditions, of course. There's always a condition with Venus in the 10th house, right? So if they start feeling like, the relationship is losing direction, or that you're shaky, that you're losing direction, they might get really pissed off really quickly. Same if they perceive that you're not reciprocating the effort that they put into the relationship, that you're not willing to work as much. If they start feeling this, they will push you, because they are very ambitious, like I said. So they will start pushing you, they will start telling you that they're unhappy about this, that they, want you to be more clear, more focused, more driven. They will tell you where and how they want to work you, where they want you to work more. So if you're someone who's in for the work, who wants to grow and who appreciates a partner that pushes them to improve, then they are amazing for you, because these people will really make you grow in the relationship. And this is the kind of people that you can always count on. The people who develop businesses with their partners, who accomplish all their goals together, who go like together through life and accomplish great things. Because they know where they are going, and so should you. In that case, you can move mountains with these people. But if you're rather, a soft soul, if you prefer a laid back kind of approach to life, and you just want to relax and have a good time, then it's really advisable to stay away from them, because they will not forgive weakness. They will not forgive you that you don't work hard on the relationship, on yourself, because they don't even forgive these kind of things to themselves. They can't treat you any different than they treat themselves, and they will never stop being ambitious or driven and pushing themselves to their limits, because this is a major character trait of them, and they really value this character trait. This is the important thing. So they will not see a motivation or a reason to change that just because you're stressed out. So yeah, if you want a laid-back relationship, that's not what you're getting here. So these guys are just gonna majorly stress you out, and they will criticize you until all your self-esteem is gone. Disclaimer. But other than that, they just want what they want, and like I said, take it or leave it. They are going their way, and you're either with them on it and you run as fast as they do, and you're strong and you support them, or they will disappear, because they go fast. Alright, I hope this helped for those who are in love with a Venus 10th house, or for those who have a Venus in the 10th house. It's just the way you are, and don't let yourself be fooled by some other characteristics of these people, because no matter how open they may seem to the outside, or experimental, if they have a Venus in the 10th house, this is how they are going to be in the relationship. Alright, thank you for watching, and see you next time.
We pray for you.